Hello and welcome to this free mandolin lesson aimed mainly at advanced players because what we're going to do is we're going to take an Irish hornpipe called the Pride of Petravore, which sounds a bit like this. Hey again. And we're gonna add all of the Irish ornamentations that you can to these kind of tunes. So we're gonna add sort of more notes, some slides, some grace notes, sort of slight changes to the melody, which will give you something at the end of the lesson that hopefully sounds like this. Everything we talk about in this lesson is included in a free PDF, which is linked in the video description below, so you don't have to do any of this by ear. So we'll start with what is essentially the core melody. It's not the most difficult hornpipe you'll ever come across, and I'm assuming you are sort of an intermediate advanced player, so we'll just have a quick look at each section and then play through it once. And remember, this is very much an Irish hornpipe, so everything is swung. Nothing needs to be straight in this. So our opening phrase is this. And then it does a very similar pattern on the next one. And then does the first phrase again. And then a little end. So let's just try that together after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the B part goes to major. So nothing too tricky there. The second line. And then a little really nice progression to get us back to minor. So again, let's just try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. I realise I'm flying through this melody. I want to get to the ornamentation, so let's just have a full jam through that. So 2 A's, 2 B's, and I will overdub a guitar so you can hear the sort of harmony in the background. You can always use the cog down here on YouTube to slow me down if this is too quick. But here we go, 2 A's, 2 B's, the Pride of Petravore hornpipe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can look at where you would add ornamentations to that. So there are 2 main ones in a tune like this that you would do. First of all, what we call grace notes. And grace notes are where essentially the right hand is unaffected. So if you had constant quavers, the right hand still keeps playing the constant quavers. And it's the left hand that would do the work by a little pull off to create an extra note. The best example of that, I always think, is when you've got sort of like a 2-3-2 kind of phrase, B-C-B. Because instead of going 2-3-2, you can go 2-3-3-2. So you actually almost delay your middle finger on the 3rd fret a millisecond and then pull off to the B. And that needs to be as quick as possible. So if you do it slow, you end up sounding like a semiquaver. What you want is, it's almost like a sound effect rather than a note. So if you look at the 2nd measure of this tune, so an Irish sort of fiddle player would almost certainly install that a little ornamentation there. Notice my right hand is still going down, up, down, up, down. It's the left hand that's doing the work. The other thing you can do, and there's a fine line in Irish music because you don't want to make it sound bluesy, but sometimes a little slide into a note works as a grace note rather than a blues note. So in that very first note, instead of starting on the E, we can first of all add more E's to fill the gap a bit and slide into it, just to create a little sound effect. So it's not a blues note, but it's just a quick slide in. The other thing you can do, as I've sort of already explained there, is kind of slightly change the melody a little bit. So the start of the B part, instead of 4 E's, I sort of decided I can do a little C chord. So jing, 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 down, down, up, up, down, up. So I've still got my melody note, but I just made the melody a little bit more interesting. That's you don't have to do it if you don't like the sound of that. Let's have a slow play through the A part before we look at how I've changed the melody in the B part, and you can have a go at some of these ornamentations. You don't have to do any of them, you can just play the core melody, but with ornamentations it would sound a bit like this, the A part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Little. Second line. So our full B part with that melody change and then still lots more grace notes. Let's have a quick go at that together. So it'd be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd like to now do a little simulation of an Irish session. So in an Irish session, you'd probably do 3 tunes, 3 times each. So you end up 9 times round, various different tunes. So the Pride of Petravore quite often goes with the rights of man. There's plenty of good lessons on the rights of man done by other people. So we'll just play it twice round. So when we get to the end, we're going to do it again. And I'm going to overdub that guitar again. And we're going to speed it up slightly. This is 75 BPM. Always slow me down if it's too quick with the cog. I'll have the metronome on. And here we go. 2 A's, 2 B's, 2 A's, 2 B's. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. have what is a relatively simple hornpipe, but you can make it advanced with some really cool ornamentations, especially those grace notes. They're the real hallmark of Irish fiddle playing that we can copy on the mandolin. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I do these every month, so please hit like and subscribe. It really helps the channel while you're here. And head over to mandomike.com for all the other free lessons we've ever done. And we'll see you next month.